And we're live. Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Bill Has Opinions. I am your co-host, Laura LaVoie, and I am joined, of course, by the titular Bill Perkins. Bill, how you doing?
I'm good, but I didn't realize I was titular.
You're definitely titular.
All right.
All right. That's the definition of the word.
Yeah, no, I'm also eponymous.
That's true. So, Bill, can you tell people, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? So this dates back to, I guess it started at Dragon Con a couple years ago. My friends realized that when you get me drunk and wound up, that I will rattle on about something for way longer than it needs to go and tell you way more than you need to know about whatever it is. And I guess I wouldn't say my wife really thinks it's funny, but she wanted to subject others to it. So she was like, "Hey, you see what I'm talking about?" And Laura here thought she does. Laura thinks it's funny because she doesn't live with me. So she likes to pull the phone out and encourage me to go on with my rant. And that's what's been going on. Although, you know, the previous ones have been real short. Although I will say, you know, I've had coworkers in the past always been like, "Hey, you know, you should have a radio show or a podcast or whatever thing," because you know they've noticed it too, that when you get me wound up on something, I'll talk for a while. So here we go. Here we are.
Here we are. And we had been doing a few little Facebook Lives here and there, just kind of funny little tidbits. Yeah. And then we decided, why not formalize this? And what else do we all have to do right now?
True that. But I mean, yeah. And I want to give a shout out to Laura here because it's really, honest to God, this wouldn't exist without her. She's the one who started filming me talking while I'm drunk, and you were the one who encouraged me to do this podcast. So here we are. We wouldn't be doing this without you. So I just wanted to make that clear. People are like, "Well, if Bill has opinions, what's Laura there for?" Well, that's what Laura's got opinions too, I'm sure. And sometimes, you know, she'll interject, which is fine.
I also try to keep things, you know, from veering to a different place. So gotta keep you on track somehow. Someone has to do it, and your wife doesn't want to be that person. So
exactly.
I will take one for the team.
Yeah. So well, she's always like, "I've heard this one already," and I'm all right.
So one of the things that started this is that we like to drink. We have some beverages, and we know that this whole thing is funnier when we're drunk. So we assume that it'll be funnier when you're drunk too. So definitely get yourself
people watching or drunk.
People watching, the viewers at home.
If you're out there and you aren't in recovery from a problem, we encourage you to drink.
Exactly. I was actually just thinking earlier today that we're like drive time radio, but nobody has a commute right now.
Right.
So
that's true. That's exactly the time of day we would be getting the lead out, but here we are instead.
Here we are drinking and having opinions.
Yeah.
So Bill, what are you drinking?
Oh, so I'm drinking a Young's chocolate. Oh, first I'm going to interject. Today I'm coming at you live from the Purple Onion in downtown Saluda, North Carolina, which is currently closed. My wife actually runs this restaurant with her partner, Shinley Stuber, and because of current events, this restaurant and all other restaurants are closed. But before they closed, they got a delivery of new beer, and so they've got several kegs that are going bad. And so I'm trying to polish one of them off. And so Young's Chocolate Stout, that's what I poured myself because, you know, they usually have several taps, but we're down to a few now. And I don't like IPAs. That's one of my opinions. We'll talk about that. Maybe we'll have a whole beer one time.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Anyway, there's probably an IPA or two on tap still, but yeah. But I tried the Pilsner the other day, and it tasted like it was going bad, so I switched to the stout here. So that's what I'm drinking right now. And yeah, what are you drinking, Laura?
I have some. So to give everybody a little bit of backstory, we normally live in relatively the same town, but I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now for strange and interesting circumstances. So I am currently drinking a local Atlanta beer from Three Taverns Brewery. Oh, where's my camera? Show it right here. It's the Lord Fog. Mm-hmm. It is a sour beer brewed with Earl Grey, lavender, vanilla, and cream. So it tastes like a London fog. So good. It's so good. We actually have, we bought 4 6-packs of it a week ago because they were doing a special thing at the brewery because they're closed like everybody else is. So they were just selling a whole bunch of them. So we bought 4 6-packs. So we're set for like a week or 2.
Okay.
Awesome. So normally on our little schedule here, I have it written down. Yeah. We would save time for a station break for right about now. But we don't have any sponsors yet.
We don't have any sponsors yet. If anyone wants to sponsor us, feel free to reach out, contact us, and we'll give mad shout outs.
Companies like Three Taverns Brewery.
Breweries, restaurants.
Whoever wants to pay us, we will talk about you on the radio.
Not breweries and restaurants, because you probably don't have an expendable advertising income at this moment. But okay, a medical products company maybe.
Well, we do already have one comment here. Matthew Belitzos has said, "I will sponsor you."
Oh, he's a nice guy. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. So, and also, by the way, if you do comment, we may actually show your comment online. So
it's true.
Please comment. We want you to be able to do that. So we're just going to say right now that this is when we would have a station break. So please sponsor us. That's really all we want.
If you want us to stop talking about sponsors, you should sponsor us. It's like one of those NPR things where they just prattle on for 15 minutes about how if you would hurry up and pay them, they would shut up when you go back to the programming that you love.
We could totally do a fundraiser just like the NPR. People would not watch, but I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, they're already not watching, so we'd be down 0 viewers.
We have 7 people watching right now, so
you have access.
It's actually pretty impressive.
Okay, yeah, that's good for right out of the gate.
Inclusive. And Emily, your lovely wife, has said that she's already sponsoring you because you're drinking their beer.
She's the wrong kind of sponsor because she's letting me drink.
And just because so far we only have a few comments, I'm going to go ahead and show them all. So Kara Schultz, live from Minnesota, has said, "Aw."
In regards to what?
I don't know. I don't know when that came in. So, and I'm not really sure if it's a good awe or a bad awe, but I'm just going to go with it. And Jay Hicks is watching from Detroit, Michigan. If I sponsor, I better get a duffel bag.
Oh, that's right. Yes, absolutely.
We will create some Bill Has Opinion swag. This will happen.
Yeah, there will eventually be swag after we get sponsors and greater viewership to justify having swag to give out.
Including with Bill's face on it, says Emily. So
why not?
We can do that. We can do that. All right. We're going to hold on to comments for a minute because we have an actual show to bring you.
Yeah.
We want to get to the actual subject, what brings us here today.
Sure.
So is everyone ready? We're going to talk about condiments. Oh, wait, I had some media. Yeah, I forgot that I have media. This is going to go poorly, but we're just going to do it anyway.
Welcome to Dorita Central. May I take your order, please?
Yeah. I want.
You want Bill Spoon with that?
For anyone who doesn't know, that's an actual song. It's about 13 seconds long by the band The Descendants. So it seemed appropriate at this moment.
Yeah, it's about a burger joint, and there you go.
Exactly. So we are definitely going to talk about condiments here.
All right, what do you want to start with?
All right, I want to start with ketchup. And the reason I want to start with ketchup, so the whole reason we're having this conversation right now is because over the last few weeks, as we've all been sheltering in place, you've had to make some concessions while you're doing your grocery shopping. And one of them was that our grocery store did not have the kind of ketchup we normally get. We are a Heinz family.
Right.
We did not have Heinz. So I had to settle for, I can't find my camera. I had to settle for Hunt's. And you know what? It tastes different. I do not like it. It's completely wrong.
Yeah. It's like the fancy ketchup or the cat food, whatever that comes with takeout from like cheap Greek restaurants, you know? When you go to the Greek and 3 and they don't want to shell out for the real stuff. And they have the fancy ketchup.
Yeah, the fancy. I actually would prefer fancy ketchup over Hunt's. I still can't find my camera. Where's my camera?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's awful. So I wanted to know your particular experience with ketchup. Like, what do you prefer? What do you think about it?
All right. So ketchup. This is going to be twofold. Okay. First off, yes, you're right. Heinz is preferable if you're going to eat ketchup. I find that, it's not as runny. However, that being said, I don't like ketchup a whole lot. It's very sweet, and it's basically tomato jelly for children. And children will put it on anything. And I have to go back and mention that at some point in my life, I have lived in Chicago, so that's probably part of my hoity-toityness against ketchup is, as you're all aware, you do not put ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago. That's like sacrilege. Now, I don't know if I ever did, honestly, but anyway, I don't like ketchup on most things. There's probably a thing or two I'll put it on, but so here's the thing. The older I get, the more I feel anything ketchup can do, salsa can do better. So hamburgers, I usually just put salsa on a hamburger. And honestly, in that same vein, I'll use jalapenos in lieu of dill pickle slices sometimes. Just because I like it spicy, you know?
That's a tip for home viewers. If you want to fancy up your hamburger, use salsa and jalapenos.
Yeah. Now, ketchup as a base for something else might be all right. Like, you mix ketchup and horseradish, you got yourself a cocktail sauce. And I don't know if I'd put anything else on popcorn shrimp, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you mix ketchup and mayonnaise, and relish, you've got basically Thousand Island.
Right.
So it has its uses.
Sure. Yeah. I don't want it to not exist, but I mean, Hunt's and fancy ketchup can go away. Those are both awful. Yeah,
no, I agree, but I'm going to have to get through this Hunt's between now and the end of our quarantine because it's all I've got.
Well, what do you eat? What do you eat ketchup on? Fish sticks?
No, not fish sticks. No, that's all wrong. But I eat ketchup on mostly potato products. I'm not a ketchup on eggs person. None of that. I like it on hash browns or French fries or things like that.
Right.
So Kara Schultz says she likes non-tomato ketchup, and I had no idea that was a thing. Is that a Minnesota thing? I did not know. She also says that ranch is king in the Midwest, which I am originally from the Midwest, so I'm very, very familiar with that.
Well, it works in the South too, I believe. I will honestly, I usually dip my fries in either ranch or sometimes mustard or sometimes barbecue sauce or any other thing that does. Yeah, I'm with you, Jill. Ketchup doesn't belong on a hot dog.
Yeah. Jill from Detroit, ketchup does not belong on a hot dog. So I'm really glad to get viewers' input on this.
While we're on it, you can't make spaghetti sauce out of ketchup. That's wrong. And you shouldn't put it on wings or anything like that.
So, and I also agree with Kara. Aioli is better on potato, and I agree. But
absolutely, especially the oh my gosh, what is the Spanish style? What's that stuff called? The bravas sauce.
Yeah, the stuff that goes on patatas bravas at your hometown tapas restaurant.
That's so good.
I agree. So. So yes, I'm gonna have to live with this Hunt's for a while, but I will live, I will survive, and then I will get all the Heinz forever.
Right.
So, whole bunch. So we do have more condiments to talk about.
Right.
And this one, I actually am going to save showing this one until I get your opinion, because
Okay.
I know where you stand on this. Because of course the next most important condiment is mayonnaise, and I know you have opinions.
What? No, I'm going to blow everybody's mind. First off, being a Southerner, I really don't have a strong opinion. Hellman's, Duke's, the same shit. I don't care. I don't really love mayonnaise either. It's good on a couple of things. I like it on a tuna fish sandwich or, you know, a chicken salad, something like that that has mayonnaise in it. But I really don't. They taste the same. It's like you know, cola brands. It's honestly like I know everybody around here worships Duke's. Like it's the end all be all, right? I'm talking down here in the South. Like you just don't bring Hellman's to anything. I really don't care. It might be because my grandparents were, honest to God, they were Miracle Whip people. I don't like that either. It's disgusting. It's like sugar and I don't know. It's too sweet. I don't love it either. But I grew up eating it, and so maybe that's it. Is just the other ones all taste like mayonnaise, and they're not Miracle Whip, so they're all better than that. And
right.
You know, but at the end of the day, it's whipped up grease, and you know, I don't love it on stuff, except I do like it on a sub sandwich, which I didn't think I did for a long time, but then like I started going out and somebody accidentally put mayonnaise on my sub sandwich one day, and I was like, holy shit, this actually does kick it up a notch. So now I'm definitely a mayonnaise on a sub sandwich person. Oil and vinegar all together, like all the things, you know, grease up that sandwich, make the bread less dry. It's good.
Right. And I will agree with you. I am not really a mayonnaise person. I don't prefer it on most things. But sometimes, like you give me a good club, it better have mayonnaise on it.
Yeah. Oh man. But you're a Hellman's person.
I am a Hellman's girl. And the reason I'm a Hellman's girl, to be honest, I live in the South now. I consider myself Southern to some degree. But I was born and raised in the Midwest, born and raised in Michigan, so I still have not developed a taste for Duke's or any of the other brands down here.
Yeah. I actually read that in blind taste tests, Southerners actually prefer Hellman's. I don't know if that's true or not. Like they think they like Duke's because and I'll be honest with you, I think that is the case. Like Southerners attach themselves to like sentiment, right? Like they're sentimental people, and they go, "Oh, that's what Granddaddy had, so I'm gonna, you know, that's what I like." And they don't really; they just think they do, you know. So they just continue to do things. They're about tradition. That's what Southerners like, tradition, you know.
Because I'll point out here that your wife, Emily, shout out to Emily, that she likes Duke.
No, we buy Duke because of her, but not because I care.
So, and also Kara answered our previous question. What other kinds of ketchups are there? Apparently there's mushroom ketchup, which I am going to need to find out how to make because I had no idea that's a thing.
I'm going to want to try that, and I'm not going to say I'm going to love it, but I'm curious as heck.
And she also says, sour cream instead of mayo.
Okay.
And
also good on potatoes.
Exactly, absolutely, and I completely agree. And also, I just need to point this out. She suggests top of the tater, which
I've heard about top of the tater, but I've only heard about it. You have had it, right?
I have had it because I've visited Kara in Minnesota, and top of the tater is, I have no idea what it's made out of. It's just pure gold, and it's the most delicious thing you can ever eat. I have never had anything as amazing as top of the tater, and of course, I can't get it down in the South. So.
Or can we?
I've never tried to find it. We can actually. I bet they'd be willing to mail us some right now.
That's what I'm getting at. Maybe
somebody wants to eat it.
Might send us some top of the tater.
Oh yeah, you can put some top of the tater on sandwiches. Never thought about that because I will eat top of the tater out of the container with a spoon. So good.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So I think we've covered mayo.
Yeah.
I think we know your opinion on mayo. So this one's a big one. It's not the big one, but it is a big one. What do you think about mustard?
It's a big one. I love mustard. I think it's a really great condiment. So this is funny though. So I don't have a brand particularity because this is a funny thing. And I like lots of different kinds of mustard. I don't know how to like order this answer. Let's start with yellow mustard, which is the most common. yellow mustard, it does not matter what brand you buy. You can buy store brand, Plockman's, French's. It is all the same. People do not screw that up. The only thing you need to do is remember to shake it before you squirt it out. That is it.
Yes.
It always tastes exactly the same. I can buy any brand of yellow mustard and I will be satisfied with it. I haven't had one yet that I've been like, ugh, that's different. I like brown mustard. Here in the Asheville area, we've got one that's basically a bunch of mustard seeds held together with vinegar, and it's called Lusty Monk, and it's freaking delicious. It's kind of a brown, but also there's a name for that full seed mustard, right? Like,
yeah, not stone. Yeah, it's not stone ground, or it might be stone ground, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a delicious. Oh my gosh, that is a delicious mustard. Actually, here in the Purple Onion, when they make anything that uses mustard, they usually use Lusty Monk because it is a local favorite. And like Top of the Tater, it might be very local. I think they probably export it to places. If you go to your fancy,
I found it outside of North Carolina.
Really? Okay. I would have thought that like your Whole Foods or something like that might carry it. I don't know. If anybody really wants it, maybe that's one thing. Maybe that's something that we can do and get sponsors. Like, with a $20 pledge, we'll send you a jar of Lusty Monk.
Sure. I mean, you've just promised that, so we're going to get people asking for Lusty Monk mustard. Yeah, Kara says regular mustard is shit. I disagree. Regular yellow mustard is my mustard. Straight up yellow mustard. I'll eat other mustards, but I don't prefer them. Yellow mustard, that's just the way to go.
Okay. Oh, I want to go out on a limb here, and this might segue into the next sauce, but I'm going to mention, because I'm from South Carolina. I'm from the part of South Carolina. I'm over on the east part of South Carolina. I don't know if people know this about Carolinas. The Carolinas have 3 or 4 distinct types of barbecue, okay? And I'm from the part of South Carolina where barbecue is just vinegar and salt and pepper, basically. It's spicy, but it's mostly tangy also. But I went to school at USC in Columbia, which is in the Midlands, and there's a little stripe through the middle of South Carolina where barbecue sauce is mustard with some other things in it. And I will say, I don't hate that. It's not my favorite. It's not what I grew up with, but at the same time, mustard is 90% vinegar anyway, so it's kind of sort of the same thing, just yellower. And I will still, I went down to Columbia a month or so ago to see a friend's band play, and while I was down there, I stopped. There's a chain down there, like a burger joint chain called Rush's, and one of the things on their menu is they have a barbecue sandwich. I haven't had one since college, and it's one of the things in town that's open after 11 o'clock at night. So I got out of my friend's show, and I was hungry, and I was like, I'm going to go to Rush's and get myself a barbecue sandwich. And there's this yellow mustard barbecue sandwich, and I enjoyed it. It's not my first choice for barbecue, but it is my second choice for barbecue. Now, that being said, I don't hate Kansas City style.
Oh, don't die there. It's all right. It's just barbecue sauce.
Just choking on my own spit. That's what I do. I don't hate Kansas City style barbecue sauce, but not on meat. I really I'll use that as something to dip hash browns in or tater tots or something. I don't hate the flavor of it, but I wouldn't put it on barbecue, if you know what.
Sure. And oh, you're still there. You paused for a second, but we got you. You're good. You're all good. But I would say, so I grew up in Michigan where barbecue sauce wasn't exactly a thing, and all the barbecue sauces are from somewhere else. So you get KC or you get Carolina or whatever. Well, when I moved to Georgia and then to North Carolina and then back to Georgia, the prevalent type of barbecue sauce is Western Carolina sauce, which is also known as Lexington dip, which I learned because I looked it up because I was like, why is it like this? Because it's not quite KC barbecue because it's thinner, but it's not Eastern barbecue sauce where it's just vinegar. It's somewhere in the middle. And that's my preferred barbecue sauce. But I do want to mention, back to mustard. Where's my camera again? There's this. So this is, wait, there it is. This is my literal favorite thing right now. It is almost as good as Top of the Tater. I wanted to show it to everybody because Weber's since 1905. If you want to sponsor our show, I will plug your mustard. This is supreme dipping sauce, not just any dipping sauce. Is literally the best thing. So good.
I'm gonna have to really, okay. You found a type of mustard I don't like. I don't like honey mustard. No, I don't really like sweet condiments. I mean, barbecue sauce is probably about as sweet as I'll let it get, really, because then it's the juxtaposition of the sweet and the tangy or the spicy. Like when it's mixed with something, I don't mind it. But if it's just sweet, like it's why I don't like Miracle Whip, like why I don't like ketchup. They just taste syrupy to me, and I don't care for them. So I'm not a fan of honey mustard. I feel like you just messed up mustard when you did that.
But this stuff is really good. But I do have to say, so Bill Veit from Detroit, red pelican mustard. So we might want to put that on our list.
Red pelican.
I don't know it, but also we're going to be really sad when it's not just our friends commenting, because I won't be able to shout out where people are from.
Right.
Because I can say that now because I know where they're from. Thank you for watching. And Kara, she likes vinegar barbecue sauce like you do. Dry rub is her favorite.
I mean, in addition to not liking mustard, but you know. That's
just yellow mustard.
Vinegar and turmeric is mustard.
It also has mustard in it.
She doesn't like regular mustard, but then she says, I like vinegar and turmeric. It's like, well, we left the mustard out. You know, it's the other two ingredients in mustard.
That's fair. You know, I'm not going to yell. You can like what they want. I'm not going to do that. So, but all right, it's 5:30.
Yeah.
So we need to get to the juicy bit here.
Okay.
No pun intended or pun intended? I don't know. Is it a pun? Because
saucy. If you said saucy, that would be a pun.
We are saucy now. Oh wait, real quick. Matthew has said the ace. I had not heard that applied to mustard rankings before, and you learn a lot of wonderful things on Bill Has Opinions. So
yeah,
we're glad we can be of service. So, but what brings us here today, condiments in general, but there's a conversation we've had many times. Hot sauce. Bill, what are your thoughts on hot sauce?
I like it. Except with the exception of one hot sauce. I like most hot sauces. And the one that I'm going to trash, we will not be getting a sponsorship from this hot sauce. Tabasco. I get it. They basically invented hot sauce. They did not perfect it. They made it, and they were like, here's a thing, and everybody, that's as good as we're going to go. We're not going to try and do any better than that. It tastes like the sum of its parts. It is vinegar and pepper in that order. Like, that's what you taste. You will taste, it's tangy. Oh, and a little hot. Okay. You know, and as Matt Belitsos will love to hear me point out, the magic ingredient in hot sauce is neither vinegar nor pepper, even though those are very important ingredients in hot sauce. The magic ingredient is xanthan gum, which is the thing that holds it all together. It is the emulsion that keeps them suspended so that you don't wind up tasting two things separately. It's more than the sum of their parts, right? Tabasco, as far as I know, is the only hot sauce on earth that does not use an emulsifier, and therefore just it stubbles out. It seems to go bad quicker. It seems like it turns brown and other ones. You don't hear me? Okay, my videos.
You're there. You paused for a second, but you're good.
All right. So yeah. Aside from Tabasco, which I will still eat it. Like if I go to a restaurant, I'm like, I like eggs. Do you have hot sauce? And they're like, we have this. I'm like, but I'll still put it on there. You know. It's not preferable, but it's still hot sauce. Now, anything else, honestly, is better. So with that being like the absolute last hot sauce I want to eat, I mean, I'm trying to think what my favorite. I mean, so hot sauce is one of those things where I actually think I used to have a whole shelf in our refrigerator full of hot sauce, and Emily would go, why do you need all these hot sauces? And I'd be like, they're all different. They taste different. They go with different things. You know, sriracha, that's to put on pad thai. I'm not putting sriracha on my eggs. I mean, you can put it on your eggs. I mean, if that's what you're into, but like
Matt puts it on his eggs.
I prefer like Texas Pete or Louisiana or Crystal or something like that for eggs, because they're just kind of, you know, they're sort of mild, tangy. I don't know. They kind of have like, they don't, I don't know. They work well with eggs to me. Now, if I'm eating something like Hispanic, I want either Cholula or Valentina. Valentina being my preference on my Mexican hot sauces. That's really the jam. Oh, there's nothing better than when you go to a Mexican place. Let me tell you, when this is all over, I am totally going to a Mexican restaurant and I'm having the world's, like, I'm going to order 5 tortas. But so I love the pastor torta, and then I like the slather that thing in Valentina. Oh my God, it's so good.
I will tell you now, whenever we go buy hot sauce, we rarely look at ingredients for anything, but we will look at that bottle, make sure it has xanthan gum.
Because you know what's what now.
We do now. Do you know the science behind xanthan gum? Like, why does it work?
I don't know why it works, to be honest with you. I just know that it does. It's something. So, you know, I mean, I found myself years ago, I guess, questioning why is Tabasco so bad, and because I was the kind of person who owned 12 different hot sauces in my refrigerator, I pulled them all out and read the labels on every one of them, and I said, "Here's the common denominator. These all have this. That one doesn't have it. That's what's the problem, right? That's what's missing. Put that in there, and it will be slightly better, I guess."
Right. We've even found that like independent producers, like at farmers markets and things, will have xanthan gum in it.
Because everybody else knows. Like, if you put that shit together, you got to put xanthan gum in there. I don't know whether Tabasco feels like they're being organic or something. Like xanthan gums is like this weird thing. It's not a weird thing. It comes from plants also. It's plant-based.
Right. Right.
It's not like, you know, phenylsorbitol or some crazy chemical name. It's you know, I get it's got an X in it. That makes it a little weird. But
I'm assuming that xanthan gum is gum from a xanthan.
There you go.
Is my guess.
It's probably from Mexico or something. That's why it's got an X in it, right?
Right. I do like
music if you're Mexican, you know.
Kara is jumping in to let us know that xanthan gum is a binding agent.
Right.
So yes, that is why they're delicious. That's what I could say.
That's what you need. You need a binding agent. It works the same way that the egg works in the mayonnaise to keep the oil and the lemon together, right?
Right. Except, yeah, I mean, Hellman's does have real egg in it, but it's not the same as like if you make your own mayonnaise at home, because it also has all the preservatives.
Sure, it's got those chemicals I was talking about.
All of them. It's got literally every single one of them.
Sure.
As does the Hunt's, which is part of the reason why that's pretty awful. Actually, I take that back. Hunt's doesn't have any chemicals in it. It's just not good.
Does Hunt's use sugar, or do they use corn syrup?
They use high fructose corn syrup. But you may be about to ask, is that the difference between it and Heinz? But we still had like yay much Heinz when we got this one. And it is also high fructose corn syrup.
Sure. You can buy high fructose corn syrup free ketchup now. I've had for Heinz. I've had an organic one that was actually okay. I don't love ketchup, like I said. I don't eat loads of it. But I previously was working for a hipster organic grocer, and one of the items we carried was
that shall remain nameless.
Yes, that shall remain nameless. For career reasons. Anyway, we carried a ketchup that was an organic ketchup with no high fructose corn syrup, And I don't remember what I was at work one day eating something, and I tried it just out of curiosity. Oh, I think I was having a hamburger is what it was, actually. We were having it was Halloween or something. We had some sort of grill out thing, and we had hamburgers, and I used the organic ketchup, and I was like, oh, surprisingly not terrible, you know, because they didn't have salsa, so I had to settle.
Well, we do what we can. So,
Yeah.
So are there any other thoughts? Do you have any more opinions on condiments?
Other condiments that I like. I do like, I like horseradish on some things, roast beef.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Horseradish as an ingredient for other, you know, what am I trying to think of? Horseradish goes in cocktail sauce, and it also goes, I guess it's an element in what we call wasabi that I understand is not actual wasabi. But I still, wasabi, is it a horseradish? Is it a mustard? I don't know. I like them both. It's fine. And I'm constantly being told, like, what Americans eat is not real wasabi. Okay, well, you know what? I would love somebody to send me some Japanese wasabi. I'd like to see what it's all about. But I love wasabi too. It makes the top of your scalp light up, and it makes you feel alive. And I'm talking again about American wasabi. I can only imagine if the Japanese shit is stronger than that. What am I supposed to think, right?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it'll blow my mind. What else? What else is there? I feel like there's one or two other things. I remember we talked about ranch briefly. Ranch is delicious. That's a pretty good condiment to put on things. Russian dressing. I guess I had a Reuben recently that was pretty okay.
Yeah. And I know they're pretty much very similar, but I grew up being a Thousand Island girl, so but ultimately
that was the Elton John song, right?
Yes.
Thousand Island Girl, I think.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. This, friends, is why we're funnier when you're drunk, because
because that would have been a corny joke.
Those are the jokes that you get when we had that. We had 3 people watching. We had 6 people watching, then 3 people watching. Then we had 6 people again, and now we're down to 5. So.
No, I was wondering how many we lost.
We were like, why are they still talking about
this? Hey guys, that's what Bill Has Opinions is about. It's about how long can this guy talk about the most banal of topics. Hey, are pickles condiments? Do you want to talk about pickles for a minute?
Are pickles condiments? I think that is the opinion, right? Are pickles condiments?
I don't know. I mean, I put them on stuff. You know, I like relish. Relish and mayonnaise together. Bam. That's tartar sauce.
It's true.
That's a pretty good condiment. I like that one. What else was it? Oh, also about pickles. So I do have a strong opinion about pickles lately. Okay, so the older I get, and this is funny because my wife is like, you're going to have blood pressure problems because I put salt on everything. I put salt on stuff that's already salty. I'm like, oh, no, this doesn't have enough salt on it. And I'll add salt. And, like, I feel like things that I used to love when I was a child, like, and I know this is the truth because they've cut back on salt, like, especially on, and I know everybody says packaged meals, like, you know, like frozen foods and stuff are full of salt. But they're not as full of salt as they used to be, okay? Like, even if they are, they aren't what they used to be. So, for instance, and this is funny because I'm Southern and most Southerners don't eat this dish, but my mom was a single mom. So growing up, she was a single working mom. And growing up, if Stoker's made it, I ate it. So I ate and I tried different things that, you know, it didn't matter. It wasn't like a dish that I would have traditionally ate in my household. But the cream chip beef over toast, you hate that?
I hate that.
People say, I love it, okay? Or used to love it, I should say. So back when I was a kid, that shit was salty as the briny deep. You know what I'm saying? It was pure salt.
It was like eating an aquarium.
Saline tasting meal. It was like, oh boy, this is some salty toast. That's all it was. Now, out of salt over the years. And now I still buy it periodically, thinking I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be better this time. It's always like lackluster. So I love salt. That was the segue I was making. I love salt. I like salty foods. I love nitrates. I like canned meats. I eat corned beef hash every weekend. I love salt. Now, even that being said, I love salt. I feel like over the last couple of years, pickles have gotten saltier and saltier. Like, and I'm not talking all pickles. I guess I'm saying like Mount Olive and Blasted, like the main, marketable brands that you buy everywhere. I get those. I don't taste any dill at all. It's just like, oh, okay, these are salty pickles. That's all I ever taste. And I like a good pickle, and I like salt, but I don't like these. I've noticed if I get like farmers market pickles or any of those fancy like deli pickles or something like that, then I'm like, oh my God, this is what pickles are supposed to be. This is good pickles. So it's not me that's changed, just the damn pickles that have changed. I feel like they've cheaped out. I don't know where the commodity price of dill like went sky high, and they were like, let's just make it saltier, nobody will notice. I don't know, but anyway. Now that being said, pickles. Who likes them? You like dill pickles? Do you like dill pickles?
I don't like dill pickle. No, I like sweet pickles. Sweet pickles. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, smart moms know that kids must grow with sweet pickles. But I like sweet pickles also. I like dill pickles, and I like sweet pickles, and I like bread and butter pickles. And I don't know, I like pickled okra, but especially the spicy pickled okra. That's good stuff. I probably like other pickled vegetables too, but I don't know. I haven't had all of them. Anyway, yeah, pickles are a condiment to me. You can put them on stuff, and they make stuff better. But I was saying very early in the whole thing that I'll use jalapenos sometimes instead of pickles now because the jalapeno. Well, probably because of the salty thing. Like because jalapenos, you still taste. I don't know. They taste like something besides just salt, right? They're spicy and tangy without being just salty. All right, yeah, that I can't think of any other condiments now, so I guess.
Yeah, no, I think we've driven condiments into the ground. They are.
Somebody from somewhere in a different area will be like, no, this is the best condiment. No, we're like, oh, I never heard of that.
Well, which is a fair segue, as they go, to our next segment.
Oh, yes, the mailbag.
Mailbag! We don't have any mail right now, but...
Well, first show. But you guys feel free to write in. Email us. I guess we'll post emails on the Facebook page, maybe.
Well, if people can comment right on Facebook or send us a Facebook message.
True. Get in touch with us however you know how. If you know one of our phone numbers, you can call us or text us. I'm not going to post it here for the whole world because if somebody's like really mad at me about something I said about Tabasco sauce, I don't need that group. Yeah, feel free to write in and say, hey, your show sucks. Here's my opinion on that. Or hey, I'd like to hear your opinion on this rando topic. How long can you rattle off about aardvarks or whatever?
And we will find out. We will absolutely find out how.
We will try to facilitate you working into a future show. And then we'll mention it in the mailbag.
Exactly.
If you think I said something in error, something that was factually inaccurate, you may correct me during the mailbag session. We'll look into it and go, well, yeah, I guess you're right. There is another hot sauce without anthem drum that I didn't know about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So don't forget, comment below, of course, and just send us messages or emails or texts. And you might be featured on our show. So that leaves us, we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
But we have one more feature. Things
that are extra.
Bill, what's extra in your world today?
Oh, so here's something that I have been thinking about for a while, and my wife is tired of hearing about it. And when I say extra, this is twofold. We call this segment "Things That Are Extra" because it's an extra thing at the end of the show, but also it's how people use the word extra, like that. Oh, that's so extra, and that's what I mean. Like, so for me, it's people who back. It's like, I'm sorry, but it takes the same amount of time.
All right, wait, I'm going to pause you, though, because you blipped out for just 1 second for exactly the thing that people do. So what the viewers heard at home was people who, nothing.
Yeah. and it leaves some mystery. No, people who back into parking spaces. That is some jive. I don't know why you do that. Like, it takes so long, and it's just me, or it always seems to be somebody who's driving like a what's that Cadillac truck thing that takes up like 5 parking spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something like that, and it's always a person who first off, they don't need to be driving that giant truck because they can't deal with it. So they're trying to back it up, and it seems like they have to do like a 5-point turn to back it into a parking space. And I presume the point of it is so that when they come out of the store, they can just zip out of there. But I mean, I don't know. It drives me nuts because usually you're like waiting on a spot or something, or you're trying to go somewhere, and they're just like back and forth, hogging up the whole lane. And you're like, oh my God, I have to wait for this asshole to back into this parking spot. So, hey, you know what? I would say I'm sorry if I offended you, but I'm not, because you're that person. Stop doing it. It's dumb. Also, get rid of that big truck. You can't drive it. That car.
That is, I feel you, and I understand, and definitely I've always felt if it's too big for you to park, it's too big for you to drive. So
exactly that. If it's that much trouble to park, don't drive it.
Right.
If you can't see over the steering wheel, you don't need to own it.
Unless you're hauling plywood.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd be surprised at the amount of plywood you can fit in a Prius. You know, we've had trouble. I bet one time ever, you know, with hauling crap in a car that was too small for crap. So.
No, I hear you. We built an entire house using a Honda Element.
There you go. So. You didn't have to have, you know, the what was the thing called the Canyonero. You didn't have to have that to go to the home improvement store.
Did not.
So
I know someone who had a smart car who they got a trailer hitch on their smart car and built a tiny house using the smart car to tow their stuff around.
Did they tow
not the tiny house? No, but they did do a great photo op where they backed the Mini up to the smart car up to the tiny house,
right?
Which is just a great photo, right?
Right, sure. Yeah. So anyway, that's things that are extra. That's going to be a little like, you know, here's one more thing I have an opinion on, but I don't really have, you know, an hour
worth
on about it. I'm just, you know, I hate that thing, and that's it, and I'm moving on.
Well, I think this has been a very successful inaugural episode of Bill Has Opinions. And I think now we've gone about, almost 50 minutes, so I think that's a good show time.
That's solid. We'll probably have longer shows and shorter shows depending on the topic, but we'll try and keep it around an hour.
Absolutely, and we'll be back next week. Do we know what the theme is next week? Have we already discussed it?
We have not, but I will get up with you like in the next 2 days about that, and we'll sort it out.
Awesome, because I guarantee you, folks, if you keep watching, there will be plenty of opinions.
Yeah, I'll probably hurt your feelings at some point.
I'll try to keep you from hurting people's feelings too
No, I don't
much.
hurt feelings. I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but you know, some people have. If you have strong opinions, like you know, if you I don't know, if you're 4 years old and you like putting ketchup on a hot dog, and then you know, well, it sucks to be you, I guess.
Well, Heather from Minnesota said, "Yay, Bill and Laura! She loves this."
Awesome.
So, yay, Heather.
Yay.
And speaking of which, we should do a quick promo.
We should.
We're going to be on Heather's show on Thursday night.
That's right.
So it's Liberty Librarian. We'll post a link or something to it
and
in the
it'll
next few days.
It's like one of those tie-in episodes of Grey's Anatomy and whatever the Firehouse show is that they're trying to make us watch that we don't want to watch.
The epic crossover. Absolutely. All right, Bill, this has been fun. I'm going to, and Matt says, wait real quick, the Tabasco lobby is pissed.
I bet. I'm going to hear about it. Oh, they're going to put us out of business.
Which is great because we make zero money on this. So thanks for a great episode. I'll talk to you again on Thursday because we're doing another show, and then we'll talk again next week.
yeah, catch us next week, same time. By the way, before we go, I should mention that this show is produced and engineered by LaVoie, and I guess that's about all the credits, really.
That's it. It's just us. Opinions by Bill.
There you go.
Exactly. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.